Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I love makeup. I focus on indie and affordable brands, so if that's what you're into, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Stick around, hang out, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started on today's video. Alright, you guys, so I was asked if haunted things or creepy things still happen in my house, and person who asked that just suggested maybe I should do a video on things that have, happened since it is spooky season. So, I have done kind of videos before where I talk about things, so I didn't want to bore everyone if y'all have already heard, the things. And I talked to my husband last night, kind of went over a list of things. So we're going to try and go over things. I'm going to do some makeup, and I'm going to do my best to tell you guys all the things we can remember. I've lived in the house almost 12 or 13 years. My husband has been here... Man, math is not my strong point. I think almost, is it 5 or 6 years? What year we're in? We're in 2024. I think a little over 5 years, because I bought my house way before I met my husband. So single woman, independent, So anyway, to get started... Sorry, you guys, I'm laughing at myself. This is the Beauty Creations lipstick in the shade Spice It Up. So it comes like it's a box in a box, right? And so I take this off, and then I take this off, but for some reason the lid keeps getting stuck in the outer box. Oh no, I can't get it out. I mean, I guess it's okay. I'll just put it back. But anyway, this is the shade Spice It Up. It's like a really pretty burnt orange, dark brown. Not really sure what you would call it, but it's really pretty. So let me just try and put that on. I'm going to be doing a live a little bit after this. So I'll be talking about all the lippies that I got from Beauty Creations. They're really, really good. Extremely affordable, and I've really been enjoying them. Your girl has the absolute tiniest lips, so it's hard to get everything on. Okay. I'm sorry for the blabbing. This is going to be a blabby video, but if you like haunted, spooky stuff, stick around. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Peanuts and Profusion Trick or Treat palette. Very, very, very cute. Here is the inside. Let me show you. They have an insert. It does have the shade names. If it's okay with you guys, I'm probably just going to do my makeup because I'm going to be talking a lot. So it's gonna, so here's the palette. I don't know that I'm going to be lifting it up and showing every shade, because I've got a lot to get to, a lot of stuff. So I got notes on my phone. Again, my husband and I kind of tried to talk a little bit last night, but there's a lot going on as usual. So I guess to start off, let me see. I just want to start packing on some shades and we'll just see what happens. So, when I first bought my house, there was some work and stuff that needed to be done. And so, my brother was, like, doing floors and stuff for me upstairs. And there were, I don't know, just like, I remember my mom saying, there was a day where, I guess she was here, my dad was here, and my brother... And my dad, like, heard, I guess, I don't know if they were downstairs or upstairs, but they heard something, and my dad was like, oh, that's, Ashley and Bree, which is my niece. And my mom's like, no, they're both still at work. And, my dad's like, well, you can hear somebody walking around. So that was kind of like a recurrent theme. Like, you would always hear what sounded like someone walking around upstairs. So flash forward to when I finally kind of semi got moved in, my niece stayed the night that first night. And let's see. We had, so at that time I only had one of my dogs. I did not have Sophie yet. So, also, cause like when I say semi moved in, there was stuff we were still kind of doing. But I'm trying to figure out what shade I want to go in with. One of the weird things was that, or not weird. So we didn't have, I think my brother was still like he needed to finish like the final strip of the flooring in the room that I was in. So the door was not hung yet because he needed to be able to get to that space or whatever. So it was pretty late at night and the dog was kind of freaking out, you know, like also the dog I'm talking about is my husky. He is actually blind. And he just like kept freaking out and like would not settle down. I'm like, well, that's really weird. So it was like the middle of the night. My niece and I are like, I'm like, okay, maybe he's freaking out because like there's no door there. I don't know. It's weird. But so in the middle of the night, we hung a door, right? It's like 2:30 in the morning and we are putting the door on. And, that night, so I guess when we finally like got settled down and laid down or whatever, like I'm in my room. The room that is now Sophie's room was the room that my niece was in. It's right across the hall. And my niece ended up, funny enough, because I don't know, the house just felt weird, kind of creepy, you know. So my niece was like, well, I'm sleeping with this, and it was a Wonder Bar. It's kind of like a crowbar, but it doesn't have like the sharp edge, you know, but you can just like pry things and whatever. So she's like, I'm sleeping with this. And one of the things my niece said was in the middle of the night, she heard someone like walking up onto the porch, as we have steps. And she's like, I heard them come up the steps. I heard them walk around, and she's like, but then all of a sudden it stopped. She's like, and to get out the porch, you have to walk down the steps, right? She's like, I did not hear anyone walk off the steps. So that was really weird. And then I think that morning, I was outside with the dog, and I came in, and I thought I heard someone like in the shower upstairs, like just in the bathroom. And so I sent her a text, was like, oh, I'm outside with the dog, you know, come down, whatever. You know, and she didn't respond, and then I didn't hear anything else. And then next thing I know, I don't remember if she came downstairs or she sent me a text. She's like, I just woke up. And I'm like, that's weird, because I heard someone like walking around upstairs, like in the bathroom, and she had just woken up. So that was like night one that we were actually, I was actually in the house. And then, so she had to work that day. So then she went to work and she was going to come back. And so I am downstairs and I hear someone like on the porch, and then it sounds like I heard them come in. So, and then like a little time passed and she didn't come downstairs. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. So it's like, hey, you know, I'm downstairs, and next thing I know, I think, did she call me? Or she's like, I'm, you know, I'm looking for my key or whatever. She's like, I'm not in the house yet. Like she had like just, you know, gotten like pulled in the driveway and was in the process of coming in. But it had been, you know, a couple minutes since I heard someone, you know, out there, and it sounded like someone came in, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. So the whole like sounding like someone, you know, was upstairs was kind of something that just had happened quite a bit. And I'm not talking just like floor settling. I mean, it was more than just like a couple of noises. I mean, it sounded like there was someone really walking around. So that was really, really weird. So those were just kind of the things that happened like at first, right? So let's see, I'm trying to check my list. So the other thing that had happened that was really weird was, my husky is blind. He has to have these special eye drops. And there was one day when I had shortly moved in and I'm looking for the eye drops and I could not find them anywhere. And I was kind of starting to freak out because he needs them. They're, you know, they're important. They're also very expensive. And I could not find them anywhere. And my mom was like, well, maybe like check the trash. And I'm like, I would not have thrown these away. Like, it's just, that doesn't make any sense. So I literally exhausted all other efforts, looked everywhere else. So I looked in the trash. And lo and behold, they're in the trash can. Now, these drops were not kept in the kitchen where the trash cans were. There was no reason for them to have been in the kitchen, period. So that didn't make any sense. And then, again, at the time I only had the one dog. So I kenneled him during the day. And so he's in his kennel. The kennel's shut, right? I come home from work one day. And somehow he is in his kennel. Okay, the kennel is shut. He can't get out. The door to the room is locked. How? And this has happened more than once, right? So since I've lived in this house, I've gotten really good at picking locks because this happens to Sophie a lot. Now, Sophie, I could see it happening because she, like, if there'd be a noise, she would kind of jump up at her door to try and open it. So I still don't really know how she would do it because it's like one of those things you like have to turn. But I'm like, maybe she did it jumping up, hitting the doorknob, trying to get out because she heard a noise. So, but the other dog being locked in his kennel and then the door to the room being locked when I came home from work, there's no explanation for that. None. I think that's happened 2 or 3 times. Let's see. There was another like instance where we had turned, like, there are 2 ceiling fans downstairs, and I say we because my niece was with me when this happened. There's like an outlet that controls them as well as just like the ceiling fans themselves. So we'd shut the outlet off, or the switch off. One of the fans stopped, the other one just kept going, and we were like, what the heck is going on? Like, to stop it, I literally had to like grab it and stop it. I mean, like, we waited several minutes, but it just kept going. And I'm like, that's weird. There was like nothing else that would have been blowing it or anything. And the other one stopped perfectly fine. So again, just weird things that didn't really make sense. There have been times where, and this still happens from time to time, I will like hear what sounds like someone stomping up and down the steps, but there's like, I will look at the steps. The dogs will be outside, or if the dogs are inside, they're not on the steps. There's no one there, but you can hear something going up or down the steps, which that's really weird. The first time that happened, like my husband, I mean, he works nights, but he was at work, so it was like in the middle of the night, the dogs were asleep. So it wasn't them, it obviously wasn't me, and I heard it, and it really did scare me. Now it's not, it's just something I'm just kind of, sorry, if I'm pointing over there, the steps are like right there. It's just kind of one of those things that I've just gotten used to, but the first time that happened, like, it scared the crap out of me. Let's see. Another thing, like, we would just hear loud, sometimes it sound like glass shattering, just really, really loud noises upstairs. We would go upstairs and nothing is out of place, nothing has fallen. There's just no explanation for it. I know one time it was like so loud and I'm like, my husband's like, and I jumped up and my husband's like, what are we doing? I'm like, we need to figure out what's going on. He's like, we don't need to go up there. Don't go towards the noise. I'm like, no, we need to see what's going on. But lo and behold, nothing out of place. Just no clue what happened. Let's see. One of the first times my husband was over, because I'd kind of told him like, hey, weird things happen in my house. You know, they can't be explained. I'm just letting you know. So if something happens, you're not freaked out. We were sitting on the couch and the dogs are outside and the door's open a little bit. It was like, it was fall, so it was cool. not too hot, and the dogs kind of like to go in and out. So sometimes I'll just leave the door open, right? And the dogs can like hit the door and open it, but they can't like pull it closed. So the door's open a little bit, and all of a sudden, like the door just goes like this and closes. Like someone was pushing it shut. And like I remember my husband like jumped up and goes outside to look, because like he thought there was someone out there like closing the door. Of course there's no one there, but I think that was the first thing that happened like when he was here. That was his first little taste of whatever is going on in this house. And I do have to say also, whatever it was, it seemed like for the most part it always stayed upstairs until my husband started coming over, and then it seems like it started coming downstairs. Because there was one night where my husband was down here, because he works nights, so I sleep at night, I wake up early for work and everything. So he was downstairs like watching TV or whatever, and he said his charger that was plugged into the outlet went like somehow ripped out of the wall, hit him in the back of the head. So that was kind of weird. Like I have never had anything like that. Like nothing has like hurt me or anything, but it was like really weird that happened to him. I just always, and for some reason, like I always called my ghost Charlie. I don't know why. I don't know. I just, for some reason, that's just what I call him. Let's see. So another weird thing that would happen just frequently is we would hear like music playing. Sometimes it would sound like music box music. So it's not like anything that like anyone next door or anything would be listening to, that we would just be hearing it in our house. It was just a really, really weird thing. We would just randomly hear music box music. Let's see. So there was one time I was in Sophie's room and I heard something, and I couldn't tell if it was saying mommy or Ashley. Like I just kind of caught like the entail of it, and that kind of freaked me out because it was like a really quiet voice that said it. And of course I got the heck out of the room as quickly as I could, because I'll be honest, it freaked me out. I didn't like it. It's scary when that stuff happens. My husband said he was in the laundry room, and I think he said he heard something that sounded like a child or something that said, "Where am I?" Which also really, really creepy and weird. To me, I think the scariest thing that happened to me was, and I kind of, in a weird way, think this might have been my dad, because I think it was shortly after my dad passed. It was the middle of the night. I got up to go to the restroom, and I heard like this whisper, and it said, "Hi, what are you doing?" Just like that. Y'all, I literally screamed to my husband. I'm like, "Did you just say something? Like, where are you?" And he's like, "I'm downstairs." And no, I didn't say anything, man. I took off running down the stairs, and I'm like, "Oh my God. Like, this is what I just heard. There's someone up there," you know. I mean, that really got me. That one just really freaked me out. So of course, like, we go upstairs. There's no one there. But that was just one of those things, because like I heard it clear as day. It was a creepy whisper, and that still gets to me. Like, I can still hear it in my head, just like it was said, and I didn't like that. I did not like that. I did not like that. Like, if it was my dad and he's listening, like, "Dad, I'm sorry, but that was just creepy." I was not expecting that one, you know. That one really, really, really got me. There was another day. I'm just looking at my notes, you guys. I have so many notes here about this stuff that has happened. So there was one day I was at work, and my husband's like, "Something bad is going down in the laundry room." And I'm like, "The heck are you talking about?" And I'm just trying to decide what color I want to use. And he's like, I just like the dryer slamming. There's like all these loud noises in the laundry room. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, that stuff, I have not experienced, now we have had the weird loud crashing noises, but that really creepy stuff seems like that was like reserved for my husband for some reason, which, like, not complaining about it. He can have that part of the creepy ghosty stuff. And then there was another instance where he'd heard Sophie moving around in her room upstairs. I was at work and he went to check on her, and he's like, there was like blood, like not a lot of blood, but like some blood, like on the wall by the window, and like on her bed. And he's like, I looked her over. He's like, there, she is not bleeding. There's no blood on her. I have no idea what's going on. Because I think at that point, like, I think he was convinced that there was someone in the house. So he was like looking around and he's like, I don't know what's going on, but there's blood. She was like running around. I could hear her making all these noises. And he's like, I have no idea where this blood came from. And there really was blood there. Like, he sent me pictures, and when I got home, I saw it too. Now, again, it wasn't a lot, but it doesn't make any sense because, like, she wasn't bleeding. And I don't know. It just, there's nothing she could have cut herself on, or I don't know. It's just, again, things that just do not add up and do not make sense that have happened in this house. Let's see. There's another, I think it happened upstairs in our room. My husband, like, got up or something, and he, like, moved, and he, like, reached his hand out, and he said he, like, felt something, like, there's nothing there, but he's like, I jammed my finger into something, like, something touched him, or he touched something, but there was nothing there, so that was really creepy. I have, like, felt, it feels like something, like, sitting on my bed, or, like, laying down on my bed. It's been a while since that's happened, but that has happened before, and that is really creepy when it does happen. Like, don't like that either. Like, I'm all cool with a ghost, but, like, keep your distance, you know, you stay over here, I'll mind my own business, whatever. Let's see. He also said that, I don't know, he was standing, like, in the hallway kind of by Sophie's room, and he's like, he said he heard, like, a music box playing, and then he saw, like, white, like, I guess, like, a white dress or something, or, like, fabric or something, like, going to Sophie's room, which I do have to say, Sophie's room is the creepiest room. Like, I don't know what it is. There are sometimes where Sophie, like, just will not, like, want to go in that room, and I can't say I blame her. I don't know what it is, but it seems like everything kind of originated from her room, and then it kind of just started, like, moving throughout the house. Let's see. So there's one night where my husband was in Sophie's room watching TV, and he said, like, Sophie kept, like, staring at, like, the corner of the room, like there was something there. Then all of a sudden, he said she, like, jumped up, like she was, like, scared to death of something and started freaking out. Which, again, like, I know they say dogs can see something, so I do believe that there was something there that was just really bothering her, and she did not like. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what shade do I want to go in with now. Let's do this one. And then my husband had a really, really creepy dream, and he was, like, in Sophie's room. And basically, like, I don't want to go into, like, the whole details because I probably wouldn't tell it exactly right. But the main thing was, like, at the end of the dream, he was, like, a kid, and he was, like, hiding in the room. And this woman, like, I guess was coming at him or coming to get him. And I think she maybe, like, caught him, and, like, when he woke up, he just had the feeling that, like, someone was, like, had grabbed him, or, like, was shaking him or whatever. And he said he's, like, never had a dream like that before, and he hasn't had one since, and it happened when he was in Sophie's room. So, again, I think whatever it is, the creepy stuff, I think, started in Sophie's room. Don't know why, but that's just what it kind of seems like has happened. And I don't know. I have had, well, I guess there's another really creepy thing that happened to me. Not just that voice talking, but So, and I don't think this is connected to the house. I think it's connected to me. Because something similar happened when I was still living in my mom and dad's house. So, let's see. I was probably about 12, I think. And again, I was living at my mom and dad's house. I had like this figure, like black hooded figure, like over me. And it was like, it was trying to strangle me, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. Like, I couldn't breathe. And it was just like really, really, really terrifying. And then I ended up, I don't know. I woke, it's weird. Like, cause it was like, it was real. I do think I have sleep paralysis, so that might have been what it was, but it was just, which, I mean, sleep paralysis is real, but like this was just different. And then so flash forward, I don't know, 13, 14, 15 years, I'm in this house, and something very, very similar happened. Like, it was like the black hooded figure, and, it was like I was not in my body, but I was watching it happen. But I know this is going to sound really, really weird, but like, our ceilings aren't that high, so it really couldn't have happened, but like it felt like it was so real, and it felt like I was like out of my body watching it happen. But like this black hooded figure like picked me up and like threw me like up against like the wall, and the kind of the same thing, like I just felt like I was being strangled. And you know that feeling like when you go up and down like on a roller coaster? Like, I had that feeling. Like, it felt so real. And then, of course, like, next thing I know, I'm, like, in my bed. And it's weird because, like, both times I was laying on my back. And, like, I don't sleep on my back. I sleep on my side. So that was really weird. But that was just kind of, like, another really creepy thing that has just happened. And, again, that didn't just happen in this house. It happened at my mom and dad's house, too, when I was younger. So I think it's more, like, a me thing. But it's just really, really creepy, and just did not like it. Just not a fan of that. I could totally go without that ever happening again. Alright, you guys. Just putting a little more of this shimmer shade down here. Okay. I am going to go do my mascara. I'm going to review my notes, think if there's anything else that I forgot, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back. Got to get some highlight going on here. So, you know, the Mandy Makeup Lightworker highlights are life. So I think I'm going to use two different shades. We're going to do Soulfire and Blue Bayou. So let's start with Soulfire. That is just, you guys, these, again, phenomenal. You need to try them. So that is Soulfire. So, so, so beautiful. All right, now for this side, we are going to use that shade Blue Bayou. Do you see that? So freaking beautiful. So beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Little Rick and Morty. Okay, now let's do a little final look-see. Just fun, beautiful. You guys, Profusion is amazing and their stuff is so affordable. Again, this was the Peanuts and Profusion Trick or Treat palette. If you can see, they're cute little, can you see that? I don't know how to make it so you can, they're kind of getting stuck, but they're little candies in the little plastic candy figure things that are kind of moving around on the, what would you call this? The outer portion of the palette. And here are those shades. I wanted to kind of tell my story, so I didn't really go over every little thing that, or, you know, I didn't point out the shades that I used, but you guys can probably figure it out just by looking at it. So, you guys, those were most of the creepy things that have happened in my house. I'm sure there are things that have happened that I don't remember. Things seem to have calmed down. However, I am working more than ever. I am home a lot less. Yeah, my husband, I don't know, he's home way more than I am, but he sleeps a lot. He likes to stay up all night and then sleep during the day. So if something happens, he's probably not awake for it. But he said he hasn't really noticed anything happening for a while. So things seem to have calmed down. Of course, if things change, I will do another video to let y'all know. I kind of forgot to tell a little bit of the backstory in my house, but I kind of talked about that in my TJ Maxx haul live that I did a week ago, last Sunday. So anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any spooky stories, let me know, because I would actually love to hear about them and maybe we could talk about them. Maybe I could tell your story during a video or something, or I don't know, just let me know, because I would love to hear about any creepy things, happening, stories that you guys have had, anything paranormal, UFOs, do you believe in them? Have you seen them? I know I've had some creepy things where I've seen things that just don't make sense. So, yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, for sticking around. I know it's pretty long, but there were just a lot of things that happened and someone asked, so I am here to please and tell y'all the creepy things that happened while I've been at my house. I know that there are a couple things that I forgot to mention, just really quick. I know that I've been filming a video and like I watched like a charging cable that was like perfectly on. There's like a little shelf thing that goes around my basement, like all the way around. And like literally I just saw it lift up off the shelf and then drop down, which again, no, there's nothing over there, no one around it. And so that was really weird. But yeah, if I think of anything else, I will mention it. And just let me, if y'all seriously have creepy stories, like let me know, because I would love to hear them. And I'm going to be going live soon, so I got to get off here, got to get ready for that. Thank you guys so much. Share my content if there's someone that you think may enjoy it. That would just mean the world to me. Give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Stick around. We love makeup, horror stuff, you know, just, I don't know, makeup and horror is a lot of what I'm into. I also love photography, but I don't really do much with that here, but it's something I love as well. So Outrage and Grace on Instagram as well and on TikTok, so follow me there. And again, just remember you're beautiful, loved, and amazing, and have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll see y'all in the next one.